Welcome to the podcast of the Fluster Bundle. I am your host, Taylor. With
We're
me,
all
as
fucked.
usual, is going to be... Shh. Slut. Anyway, since he wanted to pipe up, we would start with Tanner.
Hey.
Just
Am I
Elvis.
introducing myself, or are you introducing me? How are we doing
Yes.
this one? Okay. Yes. Good. So, hi, my name is Tanner, also known as Signapple on the YouTubes. I have my own channel where I do music shit, and I have a Twitch stream. That's all you need to know about
Just saying
me.
hi is enough.
No, fuck you.
Okay.
He must get all he can.
I must
Shameless
squeeze you.
Chill everything.
You should show your art then. I don't know. Make it even. I don't know what Mercedes is gonna
Flash
do.
them
but-
with your pictures. You both draw.
Oh, there
Alright.
you go. Shill.
I don't draw.
I
Not with
draw.
that attitude.
You should shill every video, because what if they just click on it and they don't even know us? You gonna make
They
them
don't
go
know
all the
us
way
now.
back to the beginning? I think not.
The only people who know us are the people we know.
All right, so that was Tanner.
That was... Okay. Mercedes.
Yeah, hey, I'm Mercedes, also known as Beloved. I will also put a shameless plug in here, as I have an Instagram for my artwork that he was talking about earlier, plus all my cosplays that I have done. Woohoo! Moving on.
Shilling that body. 10 out of 10.
Well, when you got it, you got it.
No, I don't have it. I don't have a big gut. Alright, next up we have Reese.
Hi.
Full of life.
I'm full of life.
Also known
Reese,
as Squid Man, he does art and nothing else. Done.
Fuck you. Well, no, I don't do anything else because.
You do some really awesome sticker art.
That's what I said, art.
Yeah.
Reese, he likes to draw. He's trying to plan on doing Twitch streaming again at some point, known as Squidman Show. He's also our designated technical issue guy, as in he has technical issues.
I have technical issues. I do the technical shit in the background, and I'm the one with all the issues.
Isn't it great?
So that's why we bought him an extra supply of tissues. Haha, wordplay.
There's not
All
enough
right.
tissues for his issues.
Well, we got lotion. That can help clean up something else. Anyway. I saw you.
Okay.
I saw you gasping
There
over there.
better not be any lotion involved in my technical issues, considering it's my fucking computer being a shit.
I didn't want to
Listen.
say anything. but
Alright.
I did get you a secret surprise Christmas gift. It's a jar of lotion and your computer. I was hoping you'd find it. Turns out melted.
Fucking where? My computer case is clear.
That's the joke. It's not.
It's on the outside. That's the surprise.
Oh.
It's taped to the backside where your power supply is. It's an elaborate ruse. Anyway, now that we started that off lovely, I figured we'd do the normal thing since we all are individuals who like to play video games. Discuss video games.
Video
Haha.
game.
Video
The
games.
things that we all love to do within our spare time, which we have often.
So,
Eh.
I actually have a story of that today.
This one time, I was playing a game.
No,
We haven't even
so
started his topic yet, but we're already on story. Let's go, Reese.
That's fine.
it's
Fucking
related.
blast it out.
Okay. Hit me.
So, I woke up this morning, and I woke up late, because fucking I work late. And, I went to go get some caffeine from the local gas station, and, the guy was like, oh, how's it going? And I'm like, it's too fucking early. And he looked at the clock, he's like, it's noon, dude. And I'm like, I didn't get to bed till like 4. And he's like, oh, that's gonna be at night. I'm about to get exalted with my covenant. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, oh, sorry, man, I play WoW, and I go fucking hard. And I'm like, I don't know you. Why are you telling me this?
I go ham in that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fucking wow.
You got-
You're just like,
I'm
Put a
gonna
joke,
go and level up my level 46 wizard, and I'm gonna go and eat a bunch of chili cheese fries and take a nap.
But I was like, sure, I'll relate to this guy on the gaming level, and I was like, yeah, I started playing again recently for the first time in like 7 years. It's fucking Lich King, and he's like, no way, me fucking too, bro. And I was like, okay, I'm trying to walk out the door now. Stop talking to me, please.
My goal was not friendship. Fuck off, coffee.
So basically, Reese is the only one here who knows what it feels like to be profiled.
I think it's the hat.
Like, the hat? What is
You
that?
know what? You get a weird profile every time you wear hats.
He
And I
does.
still remember that one time in
That was
fucking
it.
like early high school.
I'm
when
not
you
sure
bought
where you
that
get WoW
beanie.
out of that, but...
I
It
mean,
wasn't a beanie.
I can't say he's the only one that gets profiled because I wear some really weird shit. So
You dress up in cosplay. Yes.
You get compliments. I get weirdos trying to talk to me.
You get weirdos trying. You get old men flirting with you, and I get weird people tracking me down in the grocery store, going, "Hey, I really like your dress, by the way. I
You
love your
get all men
fashion."
flirting with you?
Yeah, you've heard that story, haven't you?
No.
No.
All I've heard, like the only thing I had was that one time people were like, "Hey, who's that girl you were walking with?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "At the gas station." I was like, "That was my friend Reese. He has a penis."
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, like he's cute and all, but not my type.
No, so fucking
Penis.
I've been hit on by a couple of older gentlemen. That seems to be who I attract, is old dudes.
Wasn't one of them at a gym?
Mercedes, are you secretly?
Yeah, I've been hit on it at the gym
No.
before. But the best story was I was at karaoke, and I'm up at the bar, which is like a separate room that looks into like the stage area because they do concerts and shit there. It's at a casino.
It's about video games.
Look, we're getting off on a
No,
tangent,
it's
alright?
fucking fine. I thought it was funny.
So, I'm fucking standing there waiting for my drink, and this old dude slides up. And I don't mean, like, using that as, like, a term of, like, oh, he approached me. No, he literally slid up to the bar. Like out of a fucking cartoon. And he's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, oh, good, just, do my thing. He starts looking me up and down, he's like, you are gorgeous. Look at him. Isn't he gorgeous? He starts, like, talking to the bar tender, and she obviously, like, he's clearly a regular here, and she's like, leave the poor kid alone. He's just trying to get a beer. Here's yours. Fuck off. And the guy was like, let me know if you're doing anything later. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go back to my friends.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So, yep, he gets old men flirting with him, and people track me down to the grocery store to say they like my clothes.
Yeah.
I wish I got people flirting with me.
I can't say that. Being the sole woman in this group, I can't say that.
Laughs
don't
and
like a
girl
guy-
on the internet. Ha ha ha.
Haha.
Like,
Female.
I can't go into the grocery store wearing my normal clothes without some dude, like,
It's true.
Damn, girl, what you do? Is that thing fart? I bet it does, girl. Anyway.
Oh,
Yep.
she ain't lying. That booty do fart.
Boy, girl, I heard you from a mile away. That's my call. What up?
no.
Yeah, all right, Taylor.
Girl, that stank? I like
All right.
Well, now we all know his secret fetish.
Yep. Yep.
No.
No. What do you mean no? That doesn't sound like a no to me.
That sounds like a guilty I got caught.
Oh, no.
No.
Live on the
with,
interwebs.
with twiddling
For
his
everyone
hair.
to hear. Alright, anyway. Now that they got done with the stank bar scene,
Right.
and grocery stores. Unless Tanner has something to tell me about a grocery store bar moment, karaoke.
No, probably
I
not.
don't know. No, Tanner, he's a cute man. I could see him being hit on by old dudes.
I literally have. I've probably been hit on like once
That you're
in my
aware of.
life. Well, yeah, but usually if you're being hit on, it's not like subtle, right? Like we're not
No.
talking like subtle. We're
No,
talking about
sometimes
like
it's
fucking
subtle.
gross
Sometimes-
old people shit.
Well, there's a difference between salty and the lack of self-awareness. I know many people who, like, you're hanging out and someone approaches and hits on them and then fucks off and then they're like, oh, they were nice, and I'm like, no, they were trying to get in your pants. That shit happens all the time.
Yeah, it is.
They're trying to stick their fingy in your wee wee. that's how
Me
that
and
works.
Tiffany have a code for that. Tiffany being my girlfriend and my roommate. We go to bars together because we get our each other's backs when we go to bars together. So we have code words for that. The last time we went, the code word is, "So my mom's in the hospital. I gotta go. She just called me." And then Tiffany runs in. "We gotta go right now. Come on, hun. We gotta go." She's my lesbian mistress, and Reese is okay with it.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, I'm okay with this.
Apparently you're okay with it.
Apparently he's okay with this.
Don't you love being okay with things without a choice?
Hey, if you get like 9 guy romances, I'm allowed to have a dirty mistress.
She has a point.
But we're not his dirty best guy friend.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Alright, sorry. I guess it's 1 for 1 then.
There you go. Fair is
I
fair.
mean, there is a couple times I've gone, to California to visit you, so. Mhm.
Look, I'm just saying, I was wearing a shirt when I got back.
Anywho,
And anyway, I figured I'd start with video gaming and then have fun with that. It's based
Eventually.
on, eventually. Fucking, after 11 minutes.
It's fine.
I figured, you know what? When did we start just going, I love games. I must play them as much as possible. So what do you guys believe was the first game that you played that was just like led you down the path of, I must now game?
Okay, so
Holy shit.
my
Okay.
mom was a huge
Sorry,
gamer.
philosophy.
When I was growing up, she was all about the video games. So,
She was playing Pong every day.
well, no.
I had to make her the macaroni.
So, little background story. It was just me and my mom for most of my childhood. And so, when she started dating again, I was like 4 or 5 years old. And we ended up moving in with this guy that she was dating, and he had a PS1. So I started playing that. Being 4 or 5 years old, I was only playing the PS1 demo stuff that was coming out. So actually, my first game was the demo for Medieval. And that's where I started my video game stuff.
I fucking love that game.
As you almost spew out your fucking fluids.
I
after
know,
you hear the word
Jesus.
medieval.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
Medieval.
I was playing Medieval, and they got me Bugs Life. So I was playing Bugs Life as a kid.
That's an alright game.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I was 4 or 5 years old, so the content of the game didn't matter. It was the fact I was playing.
Hand, button, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah. And then I moved on from there to, like, Donkey Kong Country, Spyro. I was really into Spyro as a kid. Obviously Mario. Eventually, as I grew older, my grandfather gave me his original Game Boy. You know, that big giant block where you throw it and it would beat someone and it would be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I still have the old school original Game Boy games in my room upstairs, so I was actually all about Quicks, which is like snakes, and Tetris. That's what I would play, and eventually I moved on, played Scooby-Doo games, and as I got older, I started playing more strategy games, which moved on to
Playing actual games.
playing actual games. So I wasn't allowed to play PC games when I was younger. My mom is super protective. She was afraid that I was going to get on the internet and then get like murderized by some pedophile in real life. So I played console games.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So I got an Xbox and my mom got a PlayStation. We had both of them in the house. And I played like Fable. My little brother started getting into games, and so we did racing games. And then we would play like Sly Cooper games together. And eventually it came to be like a group family activity between my mom, my little brother, and myself. And we would do that like 3 days a week. That would be our thing. After we would do our homework, we would go play games together.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Family fun times.
Dude, my mom's super cool. I love her. She's the greatest.
Alright.
I also
Yeah,
like
that's what I
how
got.
the question was like, what singular game
I
got
answered
you
it.
started, and you're like, how about an entire life history?
Well, now you
The
know what kind
life
of games
and
I like.
times of Beloved.
Back in my youth.
Back in my youth, it was yes. I answered the question.
Yes.
Actually, I don't know. I'm curious for Tanner, because I don't know your answer to this question.
You don't. It's probably shit. Super Mario World, probably Super Nintendo. That's pretty much the only game I had on the Super Nintendo for a very long time, and I feel like I didn't get set on a path. I more or less, as far back as I remember, always had a console in the house, so
Right.
that's just kind of been life. I guess the time I really got into gaming was Kingdom Hearts when it first came out.
You fucking nerd!
Dude, there's
Better be
nothing wrong with
King-
Kingdom Hearts.
I was a child then, okay? It wasn't nerdy then. Then it was
It's
just
Kingdom Hearts.
kids being kids.
Chain
It's
of
Disney.
Kids
Fucking
being kids.
yeah. We fucking. I saw Donald Duck with a fucking stick, and I was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
And then you grew and decided that, man, Donald Duck sucks.
No, then I grew up and heavily anticipated the third one that came out in my adulthood.
Right?
And then it was...
And then it was cripplingly disappointing.
It's okay, I still 100% of that shit.
Not I.
I never finished it.
Don't worry, I know someone at work who hasn't finished it either. She's on the final fight too, which is fucking bullshit.
Oh Jesus Christ!
think I 100%ed it.
Yes,
easy.
I blew
No.
through it in like a couple days, and then at the
You know, my
very
PlayStation
end of
is
it,
still on. I can find out.
I did everything. no, I did everything but getting all the chests.
yeah, that's
So you also did the Lucky albums, not the Lucky albums, the Mickey pictures.
yes,
Oh,
you
yeah.
did. I remember that. I
Oh, you did?
remember
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the fucking Mickeys.
because I made sure to do them before I got to the last fight in the game, so I could beat the game with the ultimate weapon.
Oh, you know what? I do remember that discussion because I remember when that game came out. We every now and then we just talk about so Kingdom Hearts 3. Where are you guys at? And I'm just sitting here like I haven't bought it yet because I can't.
Yeah, and then fucking I remember talking with Tanner about it and being like, yeah, so don't do this, because it makes the end way too easy.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
you know what, I didn't 100%, I didn't, do the chess, and I didn't do the, DLC fights against the Organization 13. I did like half of them. And then
I didn't.
these are
I didn't
dumb
do the
gimmick
DLC
fights.
at all. So
Oh,
did not touch that DLC.
that DLC. I'm not. I didn't 100% it, but I did beat all the fights, excluding the very final one that you only. I don't even know how to get back to it anymore. But that final fight with that secret character, bullshit. Fuck that. That's you having to learn every single pattern of trial and error bullshit.
Which is funny considering the game was so ridiculously easy, and then just the secret boss is just like, oh yeah, we're back to fucking Sephiroth levels now.
No, Sephiroth was doable. This motherfucker, you like, oh, I died. I know what he did during this though. Oh, I died again. Round 2, motherfucker. Round
Yeah.
5. I died in the first thing because I forgot. No, I'll be honest with you. Every of those like organization or Zennis version 1.3 through 20 were like all enjoyable. I enjoyed fighting them. I was able to beat them without a guide. Kingdom Hearts 2 is
Jesus.
one I had to like get an occasional like, the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life? Jesus fucking Christ.
Fucking, I want to die.
Yeah, so returning to the first question. When I was a kid, we had a Super Nintendo, and we had the Super Mario All-Stars plus Mario World. And I played the shit out of that, but I wasn't, like, really into gaming yet. And then, of course, this is a really, like, common cop-out answer, but fucking Ocarina of Time came out. And I specifically remember my mom's boyfriend at the time played through the first dungeon when I was watching and fucking died to the boss. Which I don't know how the fuck you died to that boss, but whatever.
He doesn't know about the stick.
He doesn't know about the stick, man. And so I was like, can I try? And he was like, sure, yeah, whatever. You're not gonna get very far, but it doesn't matter.
Whatever
And then
you
within,
don't,
like,
kid.
20 minutes, because I'd watched him do everything. So within like 20 minutes, I was already out of the Kokiri Forest, moving on to the rest of the fucking game. And that just got me down the gaming path, and fucking... That game taught me how to read.
You still have a hard time with that.
Not really.
It's because you're in your mind. You're like, press A, press A, press A.
Right?
Every time you see an aisle, your head just immediately just starts pressing A.
But no, fucking, I wanted to know what to do. And my mom was like, I'm not going to sit here and fucking play with you. I got shit to do.
Right.
And I was like, well, I need to know what to do, so I need to be able to read. so I focused really hard on reading so I could play fucking Zelda. And then reading in English was like my strongest subject in school because of it.
Ah, yes,
Neat.
the video games. Teaching the younglings how to survive in the world.
Yes. You learn how to read just despite the games. Like, fuck you, stop me from being able to progress. I'll read.
I mean, video games is the reason I'm so good at puzzles. I'm good at riddles and stuff like that because Mom and me used to play Nancy Drew games together.
Ah,
So I got
I
really
played-
good at doing those.
I played Freddy Fish.
I also played Freddy Fish and School of Rock.
Nobody
And...
knows the troubles I
There-
see. Anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, got 3 people. The first game that made me go goo bananas for video games, and I'm pretty sure Reese was thinking of the answer for this, was StarCraft. Because I mean, granted, when I was young, I played the Marios. I enjoyed my brothers playing Twisted Metal in front of me. I was like, cool, violent explosions. They suck at the game because they have to do co-op to beat it. Granted though, Twisted Metal 2 hard as shit to beat in one go. But StarCraft, because I remember I saw my brother play it on the computer because we had one computer, and then it was like, my time to shine because he's no longer there. I don't know why. I still need to not do movements because they can't fucking see us. Anyway.
Yeah.
But either way, I looked around. He's no longer here. I'm like, computer's still on. I know how to log on to computer. I know how to get to. Actually, no, I barely use the computer. I actually was outside. Surprisingly, the thing I don't do anymore. Started playing it. I was pushing buttons. I was like, "The hell's going on?" And a little dude popped out. I was like, "I made that." And then it was all Milky
Downhill
Way.
from there.
Yeah, it was all downhill. Now I'm an RTS nerd and who likes to play big weeb anime titty games.
So,
Speaking of,
Weeb anime titty games.
so a funny thing to examine here is gaming skill level,
true.
and there's a sliding scale between us, I think, where Mercedes,
Yeah.
I love you.
I'm horrible at games.
You're not good at video games.
No, I'm horrible.
And then you got me, who I'm at that level of decent at video games.
You have a basic understanding of every game, so when you grab a hold of a controller, you have an idea of what you're doing.
Yeah. And then there's Tanner, who he starts out okay, not super great, but then we'll go full on nerd mode and study it, and then he's god tier. And then there's fucking Taylor, who's like, I've never touched a controller before. Let me ruin your dreams.
Look, just because you're mad about all those Super Smash game tourneys we did.
Why did I know this was going to be about Super Smash 2? I had never even played it with Taylor.
No.
Yet I already knew we were talking about Super Smash.
I'm talking in general.
I know you are, but I'm sure Destroy Your Dreams came from too many Super Smash losses.
Mm-mm.
And it comes down to what kind of game we're playing for me, thank you, because there's some games where I outshine all of you.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you also can't
I can't play platformers.
you can't play platformers.
I can't play platformers.
You can't function a basic FPS aside from Borderlands.
Yeah, I can't do shooters, and I can't do platformers. But I'm adequate at other games. And I'm phenomenal at League of Legends and anything that involves tactics.
ARAM.
Oh, I play ARAM. I play ERF. I play normal games.
To my knowledge, you play mostly ARAM.
Mostly.
It's because I don't like the toxicity of normals.
Yeah, if any of you guys are listening to this and don't play League, don't play League.
Yeah, don't.
It's ass.
It stopped being good
And yet I
after
play
season
it
3.
all the time.
I can attest to that. They just changed the whole system up too, so the whole buy system in game is just atrocious. It's like they tried copying Dota, and then Dota just... No one plays Dota, guys!
That's a lie.
That's a huge lie.
I'm just saying.
You're saying a lot of lies.
I'm allowed.
Holster those lies, girl. Holster them. I don't like the word holster.
It's a personal opinion, I guess. I don't like Dota. I tried it. Don't like it.
But yeah, for fucking Smash, because we used to do those Smash tournaments all the
Fuck your
time.
Smash.
It would. I never got salty from losing to Taylor. Because when we walk in, we know it's a battle for second place.
Hey. In my household, there's a winner, and then there was the wiener.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
die. I'm just gonna die. Sorry.
Gesundheit.
Stop dying over there.
No.
Fair enough. You win this round.
I've just come to a conclusion that if it's anything Smash, Mario Kart, Mario Party, I'm never going to win it. But if it's a fighter game, I could hold my own.
It's weird. I can carry a team if you guys are on my team, but I can never do like party games against you guys or anything like that. I will lose, like just flat out. Like if we play a team game where we're all on the same side, I will be the top of the fucking leaderboard. But if it's ever like a game where we're just all slugging it out in the living room, I am fucking bottom tier every single time.
I don't know if you
It's
got
not
in a
even
Mario
funny.
Party with Reese and I. You might have a pretty good chance for second or third there.
Fuck
Hey.
the vultures.
Man, did you ever make one loop around the map? I don't think so. Birds for days.
So, we were playing Mario Party 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're playing Mario Party 6. And in that one, you can take the items and you can place them down on spaces to make them like traps. And there's one where it's a vulture named Klepto, and he picks you up and takes you to the start of the map. They put 3 down in a row, and I landed on that like 8 times. Like every time I get to the end of the board, I was sent back to the beginning.
Oh,
I
no.
never once made a full loop.
You never got a star.
Oh no.
I think the one no, you made one loop,
Before they got put down, I think.
but it was Bowser, and you just ended up losing more coins.
Yeah.
So it's like
It
the
was
one time you
bullshit.
fucking made it.
Oh,
You're
that
like, oh, by
sucks.
the way, here's an extra kick to the thing that you just finally got to do.
Yeah.
Really wish we were recording. That was fucking amazing.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Sounds
These
like
fucking vultures.
sounds like our escapades in Pummel Party.
A little bit.
I still want that bunny.
Tanner, do you remember when we played For Honor at PSX?
Yes.
That was fucking funny.
Yeah, back when it was good. That was funny.
Back when it was good. So we
Yeah.
went
What are
to
you talking about? For Honor's great.
we went to the PlayStation
Uh.
Expo in 2016, and it was just before For Honor came out. So they had a demo, and it would be like, 4v4. You're playing from people literally across from you, and so we're waiting there in line, and there was one of Tanner's friends who I had just met that day.
Yeah.
Now, I am a small man. Like, I'm tall, but I'm lanky as shit.
He's like a green bean.
And this guy's
Yeah.
a fucking bear of a dude.
Well, yeah. Mike's a bear, for sure.
And he looks to us and goes, alright, if we lose this, whoever's at the bottom of the leaderboard, I'm a fucking punch. And I'm like, I don't want to get punched. I'm scared. So we ended up winning, and I ended up hard carrying that game like a motherfucker without knowing what I was doing. I'd never played the game before, but I was just like, fuck it, big buff man with an axe, let's go.
Fear is
That's-
powerful.
Now I understand why the fucking axe wielding Viking was your main choice when we started playing.
Dude, he's still my main choice. He's my
I
favorite.
know he is.
Heavy
Okay.
for days.
I still
Kidman.
play the fucking the halberd wielding dude, Lawbringer.
Did you see that Knights won this last season?
I haven't played since probably the last time we played.
Me either, but I just saw a thing online about how like they won for the first time.
Yes,
Since the game came
16
out.
seasons.
Oh, that's right,
16
because it's been fucking. It's always been either Vikings or samurais, if I recall, right?
Mostly
It's so
Vikings,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, mostly
In-
because people
in
are like,
all
I
media-
love anger.
In all media, they are easily the most popular fucking faction, but they never won. Because they're meme lords.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a volcano node that you can sprint in the game and hold on to, but it's like in the middle of the map. So if you're only focused on getting that volcano, you're not going to get anything else because you're just focusing on getting the midpoint in the map, and everybody else can kind of step on you. So these fucking meme lord knights, they had to have the fucking volcano. It's like something to do with Deus Volt. It's the volcano. I need it. You know?
Actually,
So they
you
never
might like
won.
that game.
They never fucking won. I kind of want to boot it up again, but at the same time, I don't. It's a really weird, toxic relationship where, like, I've given so much to it.
It's a fun game. It's just like sometimes it's just like you just get curse stomp, and it's just skill level. And since we haven't played them forever, obviously we're just going to get stomped for a little bit until we get into matches where we're just like, oh, we are actually appropriately, was it balanced how they do the thing? Like some people are stronger than you, some are weaker than you, or whatever that thing is.
For me, it's not even just the gameplay. Like, the gameplay loop is enjoyable enough if it's not a bit repetitive. The problem for me stems from just the kind of progression in it is just fucking agonizingly slow.
I don't like the item system.
Yeah, like the whole system of it is the item rarity system is terrible because it's not really a rarity system. It's a leveling system. So, you know, you get your blues, purples, and orange rarity tiers like in Diablo or something, but you don't have a chance to get anything rare until you level up. But when you level up, you only get rare. So it's like it's not really a rarity system at all. It's just hard time gating you on the content you can get. And so for the first several hours of playing a single character, mind you, separate levels for each character, you're basically walking around with wooden shields and sticks for like the first like 20 or 30 levels, I think. And it's just so fucking grindy, dude. It is just so fucking slow. You have to play so many matches to max out or to prestige, essentially, in this game. It's called Renown. It's like prestige, basically. It takes so fucking long to do it, which sucks because the gameplay itself is pretty enjoyable on a face value. But it just, you feel like you're getting nothing out of it, and it's just like, I'm tired, you know?
I remember looking up like a quick leveling thing. I was like, what's the fastest way to do this? And it's like, without like, because you can't do lobbies because you don't get XP from them.
Right.
So like the best thing you do is like just go make an AI match, see if 3 people are willing to play with you. I think it's like just like, I think either win or lose. I think you still, because like, does winning get you more?
Winning gets you more.
Winning gets you more, but the more kills you get, you also get more. So
right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think I can't remember what it says. I think like if you wanted to be lazy, you can sit there and do nothing and still get a decent amount of XP because it's time, because the match lasts for until that thing gets up. So, you know, that and that. But then like because if you play it legitimately, you're able to beat AIs on any level most of the times, fucking like within 4 minutes.
I'm totally gonna download this game after this.
Oh my god.
It's been so long since I played it.
Probably install it too if everybody's getting in the mood for it, which means Mercedes has to join us too.
Yeah.
What? I didn't sign up for this.
For the knighthood.
I feel
like
like she would really struggle with the combat system, but when she got a hang of it, she'd enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like
it's up, left,
it's like
right.
it's like a mix between an action game and a fighting game.
Oh.
A really unholy mix.
Yeah, because basically, like, you have a light attack and a heavy attack, but you need to choose the direction of your swing.
So it's kind of like a hack and slashy thing, or
it's slower. That's what the fighting game aspect comes into it. Is you have like different moves that have like basically a rock paper scissors effect. You know,
right.
This can avoid this. This can go through this, etc.
Who's ready for button smashing then? Because that's how I
that
get
would
through.
surprisingly not work at all.
Button smashing will not work at all. You will
No,
get
it will.
To a degree.
If you play the class that I do, and you press up so you're doing a downward attack, and you mash heavy attack until you're wheezing to death.
And if you're doing that, you're going to die.
No, it works.
No.
You
I'm
break
saying
their guard,
for her.
and then you just wail on them and cut their head off.
I'm saying for her. Because
No,
the moment that her screen starts going gray, and she's still button mashing, she's going to be stuck on gray until she dies.
She understands stamina systems.
I don't believe you.
But I think you would play
Rude.
best with the controller.
I would need a new controller for that. Mine's got
Yeah.
a heavy drift on it, so I have to get a
I
new
would just
PC
I would
controller.
just hand you this Xbox controller that's 6 inches away from me.
I would beat you with an Xbox controller.
It's one of those
sir.
games that is unnecessarily harder with PC controls.
And yet I still play with it.
I
That's
know.
how play
And
it.
I still play Lawbringer, the class that is solely dependent on my ability to counter. Because that's the strengths if I recall.
I believe the countering isn't the hard part on the mouse. The mouse is just annoying because it drifts a little bit. So, like, with the controller, you can just kind of jab the stick in a direction and it'll work. But the mouse, you have to move it an unspecified amount for it to actually register.
I know.
I think that's the part that makes
I've
people
missed
trip.
guards because my thing went, oh, you mean left, right? I'm like, I went
Yeah.
right, and then I stuck
Right.
it there.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I get it entirely. That's why sometimes I'm like, no, fuck, my asshole.
Bixby
stick
is
a blade
rebelling
up your
against
ass.
the cops. Or not the cops, the authority.
Yep.
I'm going to
Amber
find
alert, another kid stolen. Oh, Amber
Okay. Oh,
alert.
there we
got a
go.
Facebook message.
it. Amber alert! I got a Facebook alert. Oh no.
Yeah. All right. For the next subject, I decided to create on a whim of desire choices, because I know we all have our preferred game style, our game play. Like to say, if we're like, I'm by myself, what can I do? So, like, what's your preferred genre?
I think I answered that one earlier. I am all about
I wasn't listening.
Well, fuck you.
What? That's my excuse, so you can say it again.
I like riddle games, puzzle games, things that involve using my brain. I play League of Legends avidly because I'm obsessed with it, but I'll go back to old school games like Nancy Drew and like Adam Venture, and I just finished Suicide of Rachel Foster. I just finished that, and I've been playing Sherlock, so things
That name
like that.
itself just sounds like a book. The Suicide of Rachel Foster.
Well,
Written by
it's
the
do you know what Firewatch is? Because it's made by the people who made Firewatch, so it's a
Isn't
similar game.
Firewatch that weird, like, cinematic walk-around game?
Yeah, where you're talking
Okay.
to the girl on the radio. It's that, except you're in a hotel and you're learning about the story behind Rachel Foster's murder, suicide, death, whatever.
I miss point-and-clicking games.
I love point and clicks.
I mean, you can find them still. They're just often really, really low quality.
Yeah. I like story, so if it's an original story, you should get into it.
I'm happy that they remastered, essentially HD remastered Sam and Max.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with it is that they took some dialogue because, it's 2020 when I think it came out. They took out some, like, the more
Edgy
fun
jokes.
commentary.
Yeah.
There's, like, one, I can't remember what it was. It was,
I need to finish Plague Tale.
can't remember.
Play
Strong
Steel is
bad.
supposed to be really good.
It is actually really good. I got pretty far in the game before I got irritated.
Oh.
There is a section of the game where you have to go and get this huge block to climb on top of so you can get over this gate, but it's surrounded by all the plague rats. And there's only so much bombing you can do to get the rats to disperse and so much time before they come back. And I just kept running out of time and it pissed me off so much that I was over it.
That's one of those games that I put on the wish list and then just never bought even when it was on sale, and I need to.
Oh, well, I mean, it's on my
Same.
PlayStation, so you can play it there. Don't look at me like that.
Staring at the back of my head like that, huh? Anyway. Well, I mean, if I'm ever just feeling like doing something, like, sometimes I just go back and play RTS games. StarCraft. I'm able to go back to play fucking StarCraft, the first one.
Yeah, I
He's
think-
gone and died.
Bless.
Are you having an oh shit moment?
What happened?
His chair looked brown.
Oh dear.
Oh
Well,
shit.
we've lost a Reese, but
He's having
Either way.
technical issues.
I guess
Yeah.
I'll answer. This should be obvious for people who are listening to the earlier section where I said what my first game was, but ARPGs generally. If I can
His favorite
swing the
is-
sword fastly and get the loots, I likes it.
His
Right.
favorite thing was
I
Bravely
love-
Defaults.
I love
I've never played Bravely
speed-based
Default.
characters,
Neither
so hack and slash games are up my alley. Being able to just slice someone in half with a sword is
Yep.
satisfying.
So what you're saying is that you like Dynasty Warrior games.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Meh.
Not
Don't you
here.
meh me. That's the most hack and slashy game you're gonna get.
I'm talking more like Fable and God of War and
Adventure game. Pretty sure those are more adventure.
Yeah, but you can hack and slash. They're also hack and slashes.
You're in hack and slash.
I mean, have you met me?
No.
I'm not sure I want to now. Knife. No.
Yeah. Well, then should we wait for it? Well, I don't know. What the hell should we talk about? I don't know. Well, I didn't do a whole lot of research because I couldn't fucking find a good way of researching this. But fucking, were there any games that released lately that you've been fond over, like you're looking forward to so far? Like in these first 2 months for this year so far, like
Okay.
that's come out that you were like, I want
I super want to play Medium.
Medium.
Yeah,
That sounds like a ghost game.
it kind of. So Medium, you're playing as this girl who has the ability to walk in life and death. So you're learning about her story. Her dad died, and she gets this phone call from this guy that is like, "Hey, you need to come here because I need you. I need your help. You need to get here quick." So it's her story of figuring out what the hell's going on and learning about her past that she forgot. And it's super cool, like walking in the death realm and then walking in the day world. They actually split the screen so you can see her walk in both, and it's just super cool.
So it's Doctor Strange.
Kind of. It's definitely more of a horror-y kind of thriller game. There's personal demons and stuff like that. Death moths, weird, like, plants and stuff that, it kind of like the red, weeds and stuff that grew in War of the Worlds or something like that. You know? It's very grisly. I liked it.
Kinda, yeah.
It's very Dante-esque, you know?
Tanner?
No. I'm pretty much dead inside after Cyberpunk.
I'm googling it right now. Really?
No. I'm just dead inside after. Okay, so Evolve
Did you actually
officially
buy
killed.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I did. Anyhow, Evolve killed my pre-order gene. I stopped pre-ordering after the game Evolve. Thank God, by the
That
way.
has such a hard fucking flop, dude.
And then
You go to GameStop, you can find that thing for $3. It's
Right.
so fucking sad.
and so Cyberpunk comes out, and I see positive reviews. And I'm like, okay, we're good to go. I'm gonna buy the game. It is good, and it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's got some gnarly bugs, but I play Bethesda games. I'm used to that shit. I don't even give a
So
fuck,
those bugs are
right?
funny at least.
But yeah, well, these bugs are funny, dude. My dog flopping out of my pants fucking accidentally was hilarious. And also, so is the car glitch where my car is in the ground and I poke it and it goes flying across the city. That's some funny shit, dude.
Is this your car? Is this your car?
And in the
fucking ocean!
I thought of that line when I was doing that too. Anyhow. But then it got kind of dull. Like, I got to the part that was very clearly unfinished and it was just like, oh, God. But I do have one thing that I feel like it's safe to anticipate because they've got a proven track record, which is Total War Warhammer 3. I'm looking forward to that. It just got announced recently. So
I'm kind of upset by that, to be honest with you.
Why are you upset?
Because it's like I feel like there wasn't not that long ago that Warhammer 2 came out.
There is a bigger gap between 3 and 2 than there was between 2 and 1.
Was there?
Did
Yes.
you guys hear the recent rumors that they're going to be remaking the Silent Hill games?
That sounds horrible. I hate it.
Yeah, they're
I hate it here.
remastering them.
They were like, "Oh, Resident Evil did it. We got to do it too."
Yeah, they're like,
Konami.
we're not gonna do like Homecoming in those ones. They're gonna do the older games. So
Are
you know,
Are you sure it's not going to be a pachinko machine?
I hope not.
I mean, they've been redoing the fucking Yakuza's.
Yeah, but those are really good.
Those are you can't go bad with any.
Aren't
You
they-
play the first one, you play the fucking
The-
seventh one. They're both fucking good either
The
way.
fucking Dragon engine is so fucking good. That's the one that they use for Zero, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2. It's so good.
So they look so good too.
Um,
Dame.
speaking of remakes, they just announced Diablo 2 remake
Diablo. You know what? I'm fine with that.
and Diablo 4.
I've
Yeah.
I have a friend who's very into the Diablo series, and he's been sitting there like, I want it now. And he's like, I need it.
I
need
was
Diablo 4.
talking to my roommate about it, and I was like, I really want to play Diablo 2 because I've never actually played it all the way through.
That's right. We did start. I
We
think we played together,
we-
and then
we-
we got to barely through second.
yeah, because fucking Diablo 2 doesn't run on modern systems well, and it kept giving us fucking issues.
Right. We got to chapter 2. That's not that bad. I think we at least got to fight the Maggot boss, which is I don't know why my favorite boss, but that's because I like bugs in video games.
was like,
'cause I'm a
'cause-
fucking weirdo.
Well-
You're obsessed with bugs.
Maybe
I have a weird fetish for bugs.
maybe when it comes out, we could do like a special live stream where we're all playing it while we're doing our podcast.
I mean, if they keep it true to Diablo 2, we could play up to fucking 8 people.
That'd be
Which-
fucking rad.
Oh, dude, let's all build necromancers and make a fucking mess.
Yeah. My only worry.
No.
Hmm?
Druids, because you don't require dead bodies.
My only worry about Diablo 2 is they've already remade a game and it didn't go so well.
What do you
Warcraft 3. Well, see, Diablo 2
Oh,
has
yeah.
a re.
Warcraft 3 has gotten
It's like
better.
resurrected or something like that, right?
It's Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Okay, so they had Warcraft 3 reforged.
It's
So
gotten
it's-
better.
It's gotten better, but they still did something that I will not be happy if they do it with Diablo 2, which is they went back and retroactively applied changes to the base game. So effectively, unless you have like a hard CD copy and turn off the internet connection, the base game will be irrevocably changed with the stuff that they broke in the new one. So like you can't usually when somebody remakes something, you go, well, so what? Just go watch the old one if you don't like it. You can't even do that with Warcraft.
Yeah.
So I really
Yeah,
hope they don't
you
do that
still
with
can.
Diablo, just in
There's
case.
still some real hardcore Warcraft 3 players. Like there's some forums you can find, some groups. If you go to Hive Workshop, you'll probably find some release patches that you can just not release patches, release versions of the Warcraft. Because I still see because again RTS, I love them. There's a active YouTuber who most of his videos are Warcraft 3, StarCraft, and he's just been like sometimes the graphic changes back from Reforged to Warcraft 3, like old graphics. And sometimes he has to go back to later versions because like he plays a lot of the custom campaign missions where people just make their own little custom campaign, with the whole backdrop and shit. And
Yeah.
those are so fucking good. But man, you have to be actually a actual Warcraft 3 player to beat any of the fucking missions.
Right.
Yeah, like
One of the
the
missions took me
like the Jurassic Park one.
No. I'm not talking about custom maps. Which, granted, yes, that is fucking that one
was
we got
that
was
was fucking
difficult as
funny.
fuck. Yeah,
It was
the
hard
fucking-
as shit,
let's-
though.
Yeah, but the best we did is get one tower and then just completely fuck because a T-Rex was like, "Hello,"
Yep.
and we just got curb stopped. Then then one of us turned to Raptor and just said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, I was
But,
running around as a Velociraptor.
Yeah. But no, there's like actual custom campaigns where like the slot where it says custom campaign, you get to play the Exodus of the Horde.
Yeah, yeah.
And that section you can download custom campaigns, and they have their own little launcher that has their own backdrop. Some people made custom factions. They have bank data, so if you do something in this mission, it affects mission 3. Why is there a giant spider attacking the village? Oh, because you didn't kill him in the first mission or some shit. Like there's some people have made such amazing maps and just characters and stories.
Dude, fucking modders in general are insane. I've been following this guy who modded Dark Souls 3. Or, I'm sorry. It wasn't Dark Souls 3. It was Dark Souls 1. And he was like, you know what would be fun? Let's just make Blood Gulch in Dark Souls. And so he's like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to make the maps. Oh wait, there's some issues with that. Okay, I'm gonna have to read these files. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn to code. And so he just learned to code to make this Blood Gulch map. And it came out really good.
What a fucking legend.
And he just
I
did
think
it for fun.
I think I've seen some mods for Dark Souls. Not sure which one. Or Bloodborne. No idea. I just remember seeing it popping up in someone's video where they just had a Dark Souls video thing playing at some point as a scene. But it was essentially like the character models straight from Vermintide 2. So he's fighting vermins, and then like all of a sudden just rat ogres come up and beat his shit in.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
Rat ogres. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what the video was, but it was still pretty cool because he's playing vermin. He's like playing it was probably like playing Warhammer, and then he's like the Empire. He's just killing rats because Empire probably does a pretty good job at that because anything that's not a rat kind of kills rats.
Yeah.
But then it's like it just goes to Dark Souls and it's just him just sweeping through like these 3D models of the fucking vermins, and then it's just him like rat ogre, dead. But that was pretty cool mod.
Yeah, modding communities are fucking insane.
Until they're not. Modding communities are great until you have to be reminded that they're modding communities.
So yeah, because you either get like the Golden Knight, or you get the fucking troll and then you get the bridge. You're like, oh, here's what I made.
Or you get the troll underneath the bridge, who pretends to be the Golden Knight, and then you find out he's the troll underneath the bridge when you play it, and you have to go to the nearest shower.
Oh.
Speaking of Fallout Frontier.
Yeah. That's
Fallout
been a
Frontier.
mess. You haven't heard about this?
Oh, Taylor doesn't know. Okay.
I haven't paid attention to Fallout anything for the longest time since Fallout 76.
You want to explain it?
Let me hop up on my soapbox. Let's get a little preface first. So
I
this
don't
is a
think
good time to be paying attention to Fallout modding, because while Frontier is the first and probably least successful, Fallout modding is starting to hit that spot that Skyrim did, where people are just making games now. There's a bunch of new ones like Fallout Miami, Fallout Cascadia, which is Pacific Northwest. There's just a lot of cool stuff. And there's Fallout Frontier, which takes place in Oregon. That one is a New Vegas mod. It's been anticipated for a long time. It adds cars. It adds a new story. It was really, really highly anticipated. Everybody was looking forward to it. And then, like, the day before it released, people found out that one of the developers was drawing like furry age play porn, like just the double whammy of oh no. So
Oh no!
Sign me up for that.
It gets worse.
No.
It gets worse. So people thought that was bad enough. He got canceled, thrown off the project. They deleted all his shit. So they deleted all his shit, and people booted up the game without all of his shit in it. The game without all of his shit has an underage companion who makes sexual comments, another companion who basically, like, does the whole, like, daddy, baby girl thing, and you give her, like, her 18th birthday, so you basically groom her and then turn her into a sex slave.
All I'm getting from this is that everyone on the project... Are you saying this is stuff that was removed?
This is stuff that's in the game.
Okay, so what you're saying is that everyone is super fucking... I'm not going to use the word.
I'm not even done yet.
Pervert.
I figured.
I'm not even done yet.
Pervert's not even the word I was going to use.
That
It
is-
starts with a P, you're right.
That is
I didn't wanna say
arguably
it.
the worst stuff, because pedophilia is fucking wrong and gross.
Try not to say it!
What's a pedophile?
Why are you trying not to... Oh, that's right, because YouTube
'Cause
will
YouTube.
demonetize us, except for we're not monetized, so whatever.
Pedophile.
Yeah, whatever. So it gets even worse. Well, not even worse. I shouldn't say even worse. It's equally bad, just in a different walk of life. So there's a Deathclaw, stupid, sexy Deathclaw that you can fucking fornicate with.
Are we talking about a big titty bitty lizard lady?
No, just a regular Deathclaw.
Regular
Oh!
Deathclaw.
No, you can still fuck big titty lizard ladies, just not death claws.
Yes, you can, because there's also a cult of humanoid reptile people that try to have sex with you. Taylor wasn't ready for that to actually be a thing.
Granted, the whole plan was to get as off subject as possible. Still granted about games. But I wasn't trying to go into H games.
Well,
So-
listen, it isn't an H game. They advertise
No,
it as just an
one-
action game.
One, you're a fucking liar. If all you told me so far is pedophilia, lizard fucking,
Okay, so
that's about it.
So the story was advertised as you're the courier who goes into the frontier of Oregon and has to fight back against the Enclave with the NCR. And
live
that's
in
what we
Portland.
got.
I know that's part of Oregon.
So,
Were there lizard fuckers there?
I was about to say, is the
I-
Enclave horny ass big titty lizard babies, or like what's going on here?
No, you're right with the big titty lizards
I
because
will
they are
say,
into pedophiles and
I
lizards.
don't know if they were a weird lizard sex cult, but I did see some very lizard-esque people living in Oregon.
Oh God,
That's
what
not
is that
true.
monstrosity? I think that's a guy.
my mom.
No, so there's some key details here.
Oh, I'm not even done either. That's the best part. There's some key details. It gets a little bit more minute, but I just wanted to lay out the content first.
Yes.
Right? the content
I'm
first.
sorry,
So
continue.
yeah.
the enthusiastic content that just lures me into this
Oh yeah,
desired
this
state
is
to play.
it's so sad too because there is like some cool things. Like again, there's freaking functioning cars in New Vegas. That's fucking cool, right? There's like those huge battlescapes and everything was supposed to be really well written and voice acted. It wasn't. And then you had like other really weird minor controversies, like they wouldn't let you join the Enclave in game, and that's not like a big deal. But the reasoning they gave is because it was too much like Trump voters, which in hindsight is a little weird because he apparently thinks that pedophiles are cooler than Trump voters. I don't. It was just a really troubled fucking launch, and they deleted the whole thing within like a couple days of it being out, and then they went through and like tried to patch out all this stuff, but then what's left is kind of just a terrible.
Let's patch out the literal, like the main. It seems like the main focus of what they're making.
So
no,
now there's some details that I'm not 100% on.
yes,
But the main issue is the guy who made the slave character and the Deathclaw fucker and all that weird shit was the main guy making the mod.
yeah,
He
that's
was
the
the
problem.
main coder.
That's the crazy part. Is I talked about the guy at the beginning who did all of, like the nasty art and he got booted off the project. He got booted off the project and they deleted his shit, and all that shit was still there.
Yeah.
So that wasn't even his shit. His shit was probably legitimate shit. Like just actual like stories of, because the main story is literally just you go in and fight a war against the Enclave, and these are all stupid side plots. But the problem is, the reason why I haven't mentioned the main story that much is because the main story is uninteresting and fucking drivel as fuck. It is literally just copy paste of every action movie in the last 20 years, and they fucking just slapped it in as hard as they could. And then they put in these fucking side quests that are like gross. They are just fucking weird and gross, and why would you even think to put this in here? And so
You mean I
it's
guess
terrible.
thinking about it, there is a couple side quests in Fallout New Vegas. This is Fallout New Vegas,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Where you're some of them are just like, fuck this check. And it's like the reason why you do is like because like the fucking thing you do to get to that point is interesting. Like the underground like monster battle arena shit. She's like only the strong can blah, blah, mate with me or some shit or whatever. Because it's like it's not even she doesn't even mention that at first. Your goal was just like, oh, I found this underground thing. What do you gotta do? Get some eggs. All right. Last mission. You got the Deathclaw eggs. She's like, you're worthy. You know what? I want your kids so we can have more worthy.
I mean,
But do you actually do it?
Yeah, you
Oh,
actually have sex with her. She
Jesus.
goes into a nightgown, which is the telltale sign of you're going to have sex in that game.
Yeah.
Not sure if you knew. Because I'm a fucking filthy degenerate.
Oh, but this
and
is
I
still
like
a
doing
human,
side quests.
right?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
she's full on. She's human female. You're not fucking a feral ghoul or anything.
although you can.
Anyway, you can. You can also get Mr. Fisto.
Yes.
And then you're like, because like, you got that one casino joint where it's like, oh, we need these people to fit these people niches. So one, get a smooth talking cowboy, normal-ish, whatever. Number two, I need a some decaying bitch.
Yeah. I need a ghoul.
Number three, we have a guy who's into robots, and then there's like, how the fuck do I find that? Then you go into this one torn down building, activate a robot, change his coding to be Mr. Fisto, which was his name before that, to my knowledge. And then one of the options before that is like, you want to test this out for a ride? And then it just turns black, and you're just, I don't even think you hear anything. It's not like Fable where you hear the chick go, oh, that's the spot. Keep at it. Ah! I'm doing the old lady, by the way, because you get the banging old lady in Fable.
I think I just had a stroke.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is all.
Me
This is
too.
all in New Vegas, and I will
And
say.
here's the thing.
I will say, the Deathclaw thing. It was actually a joke.
Okay,
So what it was it was a Wild Wasteland perk thing. And what was supposed to happen is you go to a Deathclaw and it's like, you want to bang? And you go, yes. It fades to black, and then you wake up with all your limbs broken. And that was it. That was the whole joke. But they didn't code it right, so it's always in the game, not Wild Wasteland. and it just fades to black and then comes back to normal and you're fine. So you just fuck a Deathclaw without the joke.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right?
I accept these
All
terms.
of the stuff that Taylor mentioned in New Vegas is written explicitly as a joke. It is not meant to be arousing at all. It is not. It is clearly a joke. You know, Fisto is saying stupid, over-the-top shit. You know, it's clearly meant to be shock value. Haha, what the fuck is going on? This stuff, not so much. This stuff is I don't know if it's just the bad acting and writing on display, or if it's really indicative of their fucking goals, which honestly at this point I think is kind of more the truth there.
It sounds like a bad fan fiction come to life.
Well, the whole story is a bad fan fiction, to be fair, but yes. And like literally the sex cult is like, yes, courier, you look super sexy, and it's like okay, no, this isn't written to be. You're trying to actually make me fuck these things. This is gross. I hate this. I don't want to be here anymore. At least with like Fallout, it's like a 5-second joke that they just throw in the can. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah, that.
If you ever want to play a game that is a complete overhaul mod, look up Enderall on Steam. It is a complete overhaul mod for Skyrim. It basically works as a standalone game. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, adult themes in mods can be fine if it's not to that and going into weird legal shit.
Yeah,
Like, there's a mod that I have on Skyrim that I didn't know that it had some adult theming to it, but it's literally just like, oh yeah, no, go through this really cool fucking dungeon, and you get a companion at the end who, spoilers, is a god, and she won't wear clothes.
She's actually pretty cool looking.
She's just like you can ask her. She's like, why don't you wear clothes? And her whole thing is like she drowns sailors or whatever. And she's like, I've seen so many people who drown because they wear armor, and so they can't swim. So I refuse to wear armor.
Interesting.
Why don't you wear armor? Because I drown sailors.
Yeah, basically. She's like, I've seen them all. They can't get their armor off, so they fucking drown. So why would I do that? That's stupid.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the most damning thing about the adult situations here is, one, the content is illegal. Like, you can do it. You shouldn't do it in real life. You couldn't do it in real life. Two, it's not so much that they put it in there. It's gross that they put it in there. They shouldn't have written it. They shouldn't have even thought about it. Like, they obviously put intense thought into it if they made it a whole quest and coded it. However, they went out of their way. This is why I said the Trump voter thing earlier. They went out of their way to actively damn somebody who plays a certain faction because they said it's indicative of your real-life interests. So doesn't that then mean that everybody who plays that quest and enjoys it, they think it's indicative of their real-life interests? So they're openly admitting that putting that shit in there is indicative of what they like in real life. That's the super gross part right there.
Now,
that's the part that makes my skin crawl.
To play Devil's Advocate, the slave girl, which is a horrible thing to say, but the slave girl is explicitly written to be over 18.
But she's not, because her 18th birthday occurs on screen after you've had the talk with her.
Right. But the whole point of it is by the time you can do anything with her, she is 18. However,
but that is still grooming.
It's still grooming, it's still creepy, it's still wrong. The worst character, in my opinion at least, is the one who talks about being under 18, drawing porn, writing porn fan fiction, and talking about how when she turns 18, she's gonna go out, do drugs, and fuck everything that moves.
Right. Yes.
Tunnel snakes rule!
Goddamn tunnel snakes.
I hate it.
Fallout 3.
I'm sorry, that just sounds like this character from the new Hootie Pop game. That fucking goth girl with the pigtails.
Looks like I'm never playing that.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, her whole premise is that she hates everything. Everything is oh so boring and so like the worst thing in her life. And
You don't know
she's
my life.
her mom
Life is
hates
good.
her, so
My
she
vagina
might as well just
hurts.
go get wasted and have a bunch of guys do whatever she wants to her, which is fine because she's 18, and I'll stick it to
Stick
her
a thumb on
mom.
my ass and plop it out.
And that's her tone too. Is this is so boring?
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it is.
So now that we've had fun with mods and that deplorable state of conversation and exploration of things that I would find unfaithful to my religion of big anime titties.
Big titties.
So I'm surprised that because Tanner talked about Total Warhammer 3 and it was like new game coming out what like in 2 months or something like that. Probably longer.
No, ETA. I'd imagine probably fall.
Oh, I thought they gave it at ETA. I can't
No.
remember. But
They said this year.
Reese told me something that was right over my head, and I had to straight up look up a YouTube video while I was at work about it.
Whoosh, whoosh.
No More Heroes 3.
Oh!
Excuse me?
I'm yeah, No More Heroes 3. 3D, by the way. It's the same exact fighter. I looked at the video, and I was like, oh, my Jimmy's a jammin'. And I like the new combat style, too. It's actually I like it way better than 2.
And they also brought back, which this was a thing that people either loved or hated. I personally really enjoyed it. They brought back the side jobs, so you actually have to earn money to do the fights again.
I remember that. They actually looked more... I'm not going to say more interesting, but definitely probably more playable than, let's say, in comparison to the fucking first one. Some of those side jobs are just like, oh, fucking kill me.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope, dude.
Find scorpions. Or die.
Or die.
Yeah, no, I fucking love that series. I actually never played the third game, which is not No More Heroes 3.
The fucking top-down, beat 'em
Yeah.
up. Not beat 'em up, hack and slash.
Yeah, I never actually played that one.
I'm pretty sure it's a good game. It's just like after playing the first one, after playing the second one, I get it. They need to switch it up, but I was just like, man, I can't get into this. I have too much stuck into the 3D vibe of it. I was like I need that same gameplay style to an extent.
Yeah, or at least similar.
Yeah. I know we talked about Kingdom Hearts 3 earlier. I forgot to mention this while we were talking about it. Did you know that a fucking Kingdom Hearts 3 PC release is being made?
Yep.
Port?
Yeah, they're
I
porting
thought
the
that was
entire series to Epic.
I can guarantee the very first mod for that's gonna come out is giving
I don't-
Donald a gun.
Oh, I was thinking Sora fucking Riku finally.
No, why not? do
Why?
this?
Because they have a more
Don't do
romantic
this.
fucking relationship than the fucking relationship they have built up with fucking
That's 'cause
Kairi.
Kyrie's not there for most of the game.
That's the
Series.
point.
Yeah,
Like he's like, I gotta find Riku and Kairi, but then he's like, I gotta find Riku. I gotta find Riku. I gotta find Riku.
I gotta enter the door of darkness.
Oh, I gotta get into the darkness zone.
Hey man,
Gotta release my light.
gotta touch hands.
there's no romance like a romance. I'm just saying.
Fuck, dude,
Yeah,
he's
it-
thick in that
It
thing.
doesn't help that
Like,
the female was fridged the entire fucking time. So
If
Yeah,
she
but
was
they designed her to be
existent.
like the fucking even once they finally met each other back in like
Two?
2 or 3. No, yeah, at 2.
just fridged
He's like,
constantly.
Riku, and then it's like Kairi. It's like, bitch, I have a vagina and titties. Like, upgrade stale, even though they're like what 15.
They're
Don't know.
yes, because they're 13 in the first game, and then the second game is 2 years after that, and then the third game is
Yeah.
like 4 years after that.
Well, that explains how the romance is stilted.
Yeah.
They're
Damn
just
you,
fucking
youth.
kids.
I
They don't
can't-
know what's up.
Damn you, youth. You know what?
Children's thinking they're in love and shit. Stupid kids.
We can blame Hercules for this because of all the Roman gay shit.
You're right.
Fucking Hercules.
You're right. He went to Olympus. He was like, "Oh hell yeah!"
He went to Olympus in every fucking game.
Wait. You're telling me that there's a room where you take a nice hot bath surrounded by your bros?
With flowers.
That's the most
and
hetero
snow.
thing I've ever heard.
2 dudes sitting in a hot tub, 6 feet away because they're not gay.
Basically.
Why is his dick in his mouth? Yeah. I thought that was interesting. I was like, why would I don't know why they would do it. I don't see the reason other than the fact that game on thing. Maybe people buy it
Why
again.
did they put it on the Xbox?
I feel like that's a
I don't
jab
know.
at consoles.
Well, no, it's just
Console
they're trying to maximize sales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Because I think up until 3, the entire series was PlayStation
PS
exclusive,
or
except
Nintendo.
for a couple Nintendo
DSs.
ones. Yeah.
There's primarily on the DS. There's the first one on DS, which is the 300 something. No.
No,
what was it?
no. First one was on the Game Boy Advance, and that was
Oh,
Chain of
right.
Memories.
Chain of
Mhm.
Memory.
And then
Then the second one was the DS, which was the 358-2 days or
Yeah.
some shit.
The 365
then-
days and a half or something.
Yeah.
Like
Then the next one was Recoded, and then it was Dream Drop Distance, I believe.
well, there's one the PSP between there, but yeah.
Well, I'm talking about
Nintendo.
like that isn't that I was saying with Nintendo.
And then
yeah.
there's also the mobile series.
that. Mhm.
which is there's only one to my knowledge, right?
3.
Just that one. There's 3
Yeah.
mobiles. Oh, I have fucking no idea.
One of them was basically just a shittier Chain of Memories. And then there's the one that is like the prequel to the Keyblade War, where it builds up, and then that game got deleted and re-released as Kingdom Hearts something Cross, or Kingdom Hearts, I think it's like United Cross, and that's active during the wars, and you can still play that one.
Keyblade.
So much bullshit.
Yeah.
There's another game that you'll probably be excited, Reese. Maybe probably 10 or 2.
Maybe.
Not sure about Mercedes. Psychonauts 2.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's just because I literally took time to look for each month, at least until like March or whatever, April, just going, what the fuck's coming out? And I found ones I was like thinking that people would like us would enjoy.
Has Double Fine ever made a bad game?
Yes.
What bad game?
Do you consider Brutal Legends bad?
They
I liked
made.
Brutal Legends.
Stop.
It has its good points and bad points.
It's chill out. Brutal Legends is good.
It is.
Its mainstream Tim Schafer games are good, but they also make a lot of indie games that range from decent to poo poo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but fine.
Because yeah, I've only played the main ones.
So,
Yeah, the main Tim Schafer games are excellent, but they do have a lot of indie poo poo.
much caca in the gaming world.
Much caca. Little tiny puzzle games that are very poorly conceived.
I'm really interested in what they do with Psychonauts 2, especially since the last game they did was the VR game.
Yeah. I think the VR game was supposed to be a teaser for it, but then it took longer to make the game.
Yeah, it was. And honestly, that VR game was actually kind of interesting.
I thought it was
I
rather
didn't play it
cool.
because I don't have a
Wasn't it just
VR
a
headset.
like fuck around
VR
kind of thing?
ruins me.
Kind of. You get to actually see I forget her name because I actually haven't played fucking Psychonauts. Surprisingly, I have it. I just haven't gotten to it. Because I got all I needed from that game, the Milkman. But
I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
my milk is delicious. Because you get to see that little girl's dad in that VR game.
Oh, okay. The hero one?
Because the mission was like the head of the Psychonauts went missing, so they got the elite people, which is Amira, the 2 guys, the girl, and you. And then something happens. Your brain gets dislodged or something like that. I can't remember. No, you get captured, and then you transfer yourself into other people's minds, and then you telepath shit around from there. If I remember correctly.
That is actually like the perfect IP for a VR game. With the whole telekinesis
Yeah.
and shit.
Job Simulator is still the best VR game.
Now, I need to get more VR games.
I gotta
'cause
be
love
careful with VR games.
I need to
Yeah.
actually set up my VR game.
it.
But...
So, Mercedes played Phasmophobia for the first time in VR.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
And-
Fucking
Oh,
shined.
it ruined me.
She got through one mission, and I turned around, and she was sitting on the floor, and she's like, I just need a minute. And I'm like, okay, we'll do another one whenever you feel up to it. And she's like, okay, I feel good. And then, fucking, I'm playing on her computer because the VR's hooked up to mine. And I turn around, and she's just gone, and the headset's on the ground. And I walk over to her character. I found out because I walked over to her character, and it was just sitting there on the ground. And I was like, what the fuck? And I turn around. She's gone. And then was just, like, lying on the couch trying not to vomit all night.
No, there was no trying. There was no trying. It was all failed attempts. It was an all night to the next morning situation.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Some people just can't handle VR.
I mean, I did Beat Saber just fine. It's just, I guess, Phasmophobia was a little too much for me.
There's also...
Well, the difference between Beat Saber and Phasmophobia is that Phasmophobia, you have to actively move.
Yeah.
And Beat Saber, you're at most, you're using your arms more than your head. Because, like, the most you have to avoid is those lion things, right?
The walls.
You have to move yourself to avoid
I have
the
to
walls.
say,
Yeah, the walls.
being in VR and playing Phasmophobia, that is an entirely different beast altogether, but it didn't scare me. Like, the ghost popped in front of me and everything, and I was fine.
So
I've heard you scream with the PC monitor. How did that not scare you more?
I don't know.
Crackhead.
You're
like, the fear of vomiting has usurped the fear of death.
Dude, for
from
real,
Ghost.
though? That's a constant state of my being with how sick that I normally am, so...
Stop being so sick.
Let me just go back in history, rewrite my genes before I was born, and then come into the world once more.
Yeah, fucking hurry up. Respec your stats.
For real, though.
We're min-maxing here. We need better
I need
stats.
more constitution!
No.
what was I gonna say?
Need more endurance.
Phasmophobia. I mean, you said it didn't scare you in VR. It's not really a scary game. The people that I know that get scared by it, the very few people that get scared by Phasmophobia, are like the biggest sissies I know.
So,
like,
It got me the
period.
first couple rounds.
yeah.
Like the first couple rounds, but after you kind of like, so what broke the spell for me was the first, like, the scare. When I saw how tame that scare was gonna be, it was like, okay, so I'm no longer even worried about this happening to me now. Now I'm just annoyed because I lost.
So, I will say, I'm not a bitch when it comes to scary games.
Right.
Especially if I have the means to fight back.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Dead Space, a monster will pop up, I'll take it out, and then afterwards be like, huh. Like, after it's already dead.
Yeah.
That was a big, weird flesh monster. Oh.
But, you know, you get jump scared the first couple times in Phas, and then at that point, you gamify it so much
Mm-hmm.
that you're like, I'm going through these steps. Fuck off, Ghost. I'm busy going through these steps.
Right, and it's not
But
even...
when you
It fucking sucks, though, because it just goes into a
When
meta.
you go in VR, for me at least, now we both played the street houses.
Yeah,
which
we played
are,
Street Houses. They
which
were
are the
more lit.
easiest ones.
Right.
When you were in VR and you go in the farmhouse and you have your volume high and you just hear that constant uncomfortable low drone, and it is
Mhm.
not even that, just the ambient drone.
The bass, yeah.
And it is black. You cannot see a goddamn thing.
You know what?
I could see that being
That-
a little bit
that is what made me
unnerving,
uncomfortable.
What gives me the chills in Phasmophobia, this is the only thing that gives me chills, is that some of the ghosts have the ability to sing. And
Yes.
that's what creeps me.
They
Not
don't like the singing.
not the
Do they?
yes, they hum.
It's not common, but
It's not
some of them
common, but most often it's the banshees that do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it'll be like a young woman doing like a sing-song, humming kind of thing. That's what gets me.
Yeah, I feel like I just after the first jump scare, I neglect to call it a jump scare because it isn't even really a jump scare. It's like their hands slowly pop over the screen, and then you get a noise. So it's like you get warned before it's coming, right? So like it doesn't even like really startle you. It's just like I'm going to get you. I'm gonna
The
get
first
you.
time-
I got you.
I was so pissed off when I figured out what the death thing was because I died with these two fuckers, and I was like, "Oh, I'm dead now. What do I do?" And I started just picking up balls and fucking with them.
Yeah.
But that fucking death square they stick you in is the most boring piece of shit room they ever
It's
made.
so true, though.
Oh.
There's nothing you can do. They're talking.
There's nothing to do. You look around, you see the fucking ghost, and they're not doing anything. Like have
They're
them
just
like
chilling.
I don't know,
You just
lock your
staring
screen,
at
have
them.
them do a death scene. fucking something.
Well, I've also noticed that they don't have any animations of the ghosts at all, so they're always only just kind of sort of walking.
No,
Shuffle.
they do have walking animations, but that's all they have.
Yeah, they just shuffle.
And the walking
it's
animations
just,
aren't set to the right speed for their movement.
Right.
So they're walking in place and sliding, if
Yeah.
that makes sense, and it looks
It-
really jank.
Yeah.
I got a lot of bugs to figure out, that's for sure.
To be fair, that game is jank.
Yes.
The only real jump scares isn't the death, it's just when they pop the fuck up for no reason. And you go,
God, I
and
don't.
then that's it.
They are doing some updates on the game. They're adding a new ghost, but they're also discussing things to do in the death world, giving us more things to be able to do there to help out the team to figure out what it is. Which
Yeah.
means they're going to be making it harder for us to identify what the ghosts are.
And I wish they had something other than just identify and leave.
Right.
I want to be able to exorcise the ghosts. Like, there's a fucking demon in this house. I want to punch it in the face.
Just make it a Ghostbuster game.
Yeah, make it like a Ghostbuster thing. Make exorcism thing. Like, there should be more than just, oh, where's a banshee, walk away.
Yeah, I get the whole concept is you're supposed to be like one of those TV people, right? But
That's the whole joke of
Yeah.
that game. It's like you're the mimic of the TV show,
yes, is your
and then the only difference is that there's a actual ghost, but it's a
Yeah.
game, so it's not really either way. But still, there's actually something there, except for people going.
right.
Yeah.
That looked very sus. Anyhow,
Would love for them to have stories for us to like an adventure mode that you can go as a group to go and learn the story about this ghost, so, like the history of it.
I'm learning about you today that you like learning stories about ghosts because this is your third time mentioning I love stories about
No,
ghosts.
Yes,
yes, I love ghost stories, but I love games that have actual like plots to them.
Story.
yeah, because the thing is with the Phasmophobia is
We'll give you a single player mode, and then you'll find out you're playing.
yeah. Because the thing with Phasmophobia is like it's not scary after the first few minutes, right? It's a little bit creepy, a little bit unsettling sometimes. It's not scary. So I don't think the solution to that is to make it more scary. I think the solution to that is to lean into the game more and add more to the game to make it more fun.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of horror games and horror movies always skirt this line where it's like, you have a line. It's either a good thing or a scary thing, but it is not often both things.
I
And-
want a game that makes me more like to relate to it, you know? I
Right.
need an attachment.
game.
I can't get scared if I have no attachment because I'm like, oh, okay. Moving on.
That's why the VR trick works a little bit better.
Because of the immersion itself.
Yeah,
gives
it
you
puts
that
you in
attachment.
there.
It also gives
Makes
you
sense.
crippling nausea for the next 24 hours.
That's
When I
'cause you're-
first started playing Phasmophobia with Reese and Mercedes, I'll be honest with you, like at the first time I played, we beat the first map. I didn't die. I was like, don't know what the fuck I was doing because I was literally just letting them do things. As I was looking around, going, "Fuck you, ghost, you a bitch." And then like the second one, I died. I was like, "The fuck do I do now?" And I was like, "Can I pick up stuff?" I could pick up stuff. Then I fucking just like I think Mercedes got like fucking confused the most because it's like the ghost is here. I remember that you going, oh, the ghost is over there. They threw a bottle. I'm like, that was me, bitch.
Well, whenever I die, I actually will pick up things and I'll make trails. Because you can see clues as a ghost, but you can't tell your team because you're fucking dead, so I will leave like a trail of shoes and plates to them. And I can't explain
Bullshit.
how much
I take all the shoes.
it pisses me off that I leave this trail and you guys are like, shoes. I'm gonna go over here now.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure I ruined that. Don't use shoes. The fact that the two times where I'm just like,
Well,
you guys don't need me right now. I'm going to collect
There-
shoes and just stick them in
it's
the
true.
van.
There was like a whole pile in there. You had to climb over these shoes just to get to the end. But
I did such a good job. I converted Reese to help me, and I didn't even say anything. He just started
True.
doing it. And he was so impressed that he's like, I gotta grab
But
shoes
there's
too
just there's only so many items that you can grab in the game as a ghost.
Yeah.
So
now. It's weird because they're like it's shoes, bottles,
mugs, not cups, mugs.
mugs. Yeah,
And
it's so fucking
phones.
weird. They have it's just them saying
And
they
Puck.
don't have like
you
certain
can
models
grab
in it.
Puck.
Yeah.
I feel like Phaz is an interesting concept.
It needs some tweaking.
It needs a lot of work. And
Twerking.
I think I almost feel like they had a cool concept and then they're like, we don't really have a budget, so we're
Drop
just
it.
gonna make a
Fuck it.
Unity asset flip game, and then it blew up, and they were like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
So kind of like fuck.
Among Us?
Thank you.
yeah,
The only thing that keeping that game seeming somewhat interesting is the modding community. And
It's so
again,
many mods.
it's one of the things where you play the mods. It's kind of only good if you play it
that
once.
and Phasmophobia, that entire genre of games, the whole terrorist town spin-offs, is the whole terrorist town spin-off concept is ridiculously good for streamers and for content creators.
Yeah.
Because if
Mhm.
when you have that interaction, you can make a lot of unique things happen with it, with a bunch of competent people. You know what I mean? And usually, if the streamers get together, they're all competent people in the room. The problem with these games, though, and this is going to include Phasmophobia too. Phasmophobia is very much a classic multiplayer game. When I say that, I think like late 2000s kind of era of multiplayer games where they made games. The first time they really started to make multiplayer only games. They were very controversial when they came out. I remember that. It was like, don't have a single player? What? And like you just kind of played the round over and over again. There was no end of round rewards. There's nothing like that. There's no overall progression. There is just you played it, and the reason you played it was to make your number go up a little bit higher, but you don't like get anything tangible out of it. Phasmophobia is
Right.
very much like that, and those games always had an issue gripping me because I like having reward systems. So like when For Honor, you get gear, you get cool shinies. It's too slow, but you get it. You know, in Call of Duty, you can
You can also
unlock
make a
shit
guy
all the
pretty cool
time.
looking,
Yeah,
too.
exactly. That's what I meant. Like the gear and the shinies and all that. In Call of Duty, you can unlock little pieces of stuff for your guns and shit like that over time. You know, there's a reason to press
Doodads.
forward. There's a reason to press forward. I feel like Phasmophobia is like a kind of regression back into the games that don't have a reason to press forward. So if you don't
Level 5, you're not able to use the ladder.
yeah, level 5. Okay, you can use the lighter now, except for you've been using it because you've been running with people who are level 30 anyways.
Mhm.
Bullshit. They're both level
Yeah,
100.
well, exactly. I was just spitballing an answer, but the point I'm trying to get to is if you're not in love with the gameplay loop, like totally in love with it, then the repetition just is not there.
That
At all.
is issue I have with Sea of Thieves. Because
Yeah.
we've been playing
Yeah.
that a lot recently. I love the gameplay loop, but I'm also very into like pirates and stuff. I really like that aesthetic and I like everything else. I like the gameplay loop. It's fun. But it is annoying that every time you start, or if you have to change your ship to have more friends join you or anything like that, it's like, okay, everything on your ship, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to leave and then come back with a new boat.
But even then,
But-
at least that game is built for continued progress. It just
Kind
is
of.
not executed the best.
Kind of. The only progress is you earn money slightly faster, and
Ooh.
you buy
Cosmetics.
cosmetics.
Okay, well, I mean,
If you buy a new gun, it does not change any stats. You don't do more damage, you don't get more ammo. It just looks different.
It'd be
that's
still
still
cool
something.
actually if they
I
changed
mean-
it like it's like instead of just the exterior, like the gun, like how I have the full on Kraken set. What if I shot like a little Kraken tendril?
Yeah, something like that might be kind of cool.
That'd be
but,
kind of cool.
Like, there is no real progression in that game. It's just enjoy
shot
the
a Kraken.
gameplay loop. But I love the gameplay loop, so I can get away with it. You know what I mean?
I still hate the fucking Merchant Guild. That's the most boring one.
and I've never had an issue with earnable cosmetics anyways. I think it's better than only purchase cosmetics and stuff like that. So it's like, even though it's not a super tangible reward, it is still a reward. It is still a look a
about
shiny,
CS:GO.
you
And
know?
I do like how they do a lot of the cosmetics and stuff, because there's stuff that you can only buy.
Right, of course.
And aside from pets, it's on a rotating market. So once those are out of the pay money only,
Hmm.
you can then buy them with the in-game currency. It's expensive as fuck, but you can do it. Like, I'm working on
Max
a
Doge.
set for my ship that used to be cash only, and now it's available to everyone.
Yeah.
So,
And so ultimately, that's kind of like my conclusion on the whole state of fucking like Phasma and games like that is if it doesn't have an overall reward system, it kills it for me. It killed Evolve for me, killed Phasma for me.
No, Evolve killed itself for you.
Yeah, well,
it took itself to a very high ledge, tied the noose to the end of the tree on that ledge, and jumped.
Yeah, but
it's still.
But it's like the same. It's like the same thing though. If you really, really like the Monster Hunter gameplay, you're gonna like Evolve. It's a fun game. But if you don't want to play the same thing over and over again with little to no reward, it's gonna lose you.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Gesundheit.
You shouldn't have said Gesundheit. I muted.
I did it on purpose. It's in my blood. I have to.
So we're at an hour and a half. You guys want to wrap?
Yeah, wrap it up, Taylor.
Anyway, okay. Well, this has been the Fluster Bundle. I hope you enjoyed our conversations. Again, this is me, Taylor, Mercedes, Tanner, Reese.
Rip.
One came and one farted. Anyway, you guess which one did. Put it in the comments down below. Figure out which one you think come and farted.
Oh my
maybe
god.
both. We never know. It was probably Mercedes, but
I'll come over this internet and strangle you.
I'm into that. Our social media is in the comments and the comments blah 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 below.
If
we
you
already
don't hear
shameless
back from
plug.
Taylor, I came through the internet and I strangled him.
See, I told you she came. Now she's
Oh.
Taylor, can you let an episode end, please?
End of episode. End it now.